Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you have ever thought of making a food-based island or just want some foodie villagers, you're in luck. Today I'm going over all the food villagers in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Please hit that like button if you find this list interesting or helpful. Also, please consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Going alphabetically by species, there are no alligator, anteater, or bear food-related villagers. So the first species is birds, and anchovy is the only one. He's a lazy bird, his phrase is chirp, and his saying is, "Why do today what you can put off until tomorrow? I'm hungry." The next species is bull, and Angus is the only one. He's a cranky bull, and he is a red Angus bull, which is a breed of beef cattle. His catchphrase is McMoo. The next species is cat, and Tangy is the only cat food-related villager. She's a peppy cat villager whose appearance resembles an orange or a tangerine. Her name refers to the taste of citrus fruits, and her Japanese name is actually a contraction of 100%, which refers to like a juice concentrate, and her catchphrase is "Riao." In the chicken species, there are two food-related villagers. The first is Benedict, who is a lazy chicken villager. His name comes from the meal Eggs Benedict, which is a poached egg placed with bacon on an English muffin and covered in hollandaise sauce. His phrase is who. The second is Egbert. He is also a lazy chicken villager. His name refers to just like eggs, and his catchphrase is doodle-da. The outside of his house also looks like a chicken coop. The next species is cow, and Patty is the only food-related villager. She's a peppy cow, and her name relates to either like the food beef patty or like a cow patty, like cow dung. Her Japanese name might come from a milk-based soft drink, and her catchphrase is "how now," which is based off "how now brown cow," a phrase that helps children learn rounded vowel sounds. It's also a greeting. There are four cub food-related villagers. The first is CHERI, who is a peppy cub that is cherry in color. Her catchphrase is "tra-la-la," which likely refers to her upbeat nature, but I've also known that to mean something else. Maple's the second one. She's a normal cub villager. Her name could reference a maple tree or maple syrup, and her catchphrase is "honey." Olive is the third one, and she is a normal cub villager. Her English name refers to the color olive, which is derived from the color of the fruit by the same name. Her catchphrase is "sweet pea." And the last one is Pudge. He's a lazy cub villager. His name references the tendency for bears to have thick layers of fat. His catchphrase "pudgy" might also relate to this. Additionally, his Spanish name means little bread roll or little cupcake. There are no deer villagers on this list, so we'll move to the dog species. Biscuit is the first one. He is a lazy dog villager. His name probably refers to dog biscuits, but you could also see it as referring to the biscuits humans consume, and his catchphrase is "dog." CHERI is a sisterly dog. Her dark red pink tone resembles a cherry, and her catchphrase is "what." The last one is Cookie, who's like a beloved character in the game. Cookie is a peppy dog. Her name references the human food cookie, but also dog treats are also referred to as cookies, so it could be either. And her catchphrase is "arfer." In the duck species, there are two villagers. The first one is my favorite, Ketchup, who is a peppy duck villager whose appearance resembles a tomato. Her quote is "when in doubt, eat a tomato," and her catchphrase is "Biddy." It's kind of weird that Biddy's catchphrase isn't ketchup. The second one is Pate. Pate is a peppy duck villager. Pate's name probably is derived from the French word pâté, a meat dish usually formed from the liver of a duck or a goose. Her catchphrase is "quack." There are no eagle villagers on the list, so we'll move to the elephant species. Tia is the only one in New Horizons, but I know there is Chai in some other games. So Tia is a normal elephant villager. Her appearance resembles a teapot. Her catchphrase is "teacup." The next species is frog, the first of which is COUSTEAU, a jock frog villager. His catchphrase is "wee wee," which might refer to the stereotype that French people eat frogs or frog legs. In Japanese, his name also means spring roll. The second is Croquet, who is a cranky frog villager. His name probably comes from the onomatopoeia croak, but could also refer to the hot sandwich croquet or the breaded and fried roll, the croquette. His catchphrase is "as if." In the goat species, there are two food-related villagers. The first is Chèvre, who is a normal goat villager. Chèvre refers to the cheese made from goat's milk, and her catchphrase is là-bas. The second is Sherb, who is a lazy goat villager. His English name references sherbet, the frozen dessert made from fruit juice, kind of like ice cream. His Japanese, Rem, might be a reference to REM sleep since he likes to sleep so much. His catchphrase is ba. There are no food-related villagers in the gorilla species, so we'll move on to the hamster species. The first is Apple, who is a peppy villager. Her fur is red like an apple, and her catchphrase cheekers refers to the term apple-cheeked, or possibly the fact that hamsters can store a lot of food in their cheeks. If you invite her to your island, her house will have all the apple furniture. The second is Flurry, who is a normal hamster villager. While her name probably refers to snow, it could also refer to the popular McDonald's dessert McFlurry. Her Italian name translates to meringue, which is the light egg white based dessert. Her phrase is powder puff. There are no hippos on the list, so we'll move to horses. And Peaches is a normal horse villager. She may have gotten her name from the color of her skin, which is pink like a peach. Her catchphrase neighbor is a pun on the sound horses make. And there are no kangaroo villagers on this list, so we'll move to koalas. The first of the koalas is CANBERRA, which is kind of a tricky one because her name probably refers to the Australian capital and city. But it's also speculated that her name might be a play on koala bear, which koalas are not biologically bears, hence her phrase nuh-uh. However, the sisterly villager also has dark red blush on her cheeks, which could resemble cranberries. The second is Lyman, who is a jock koala villager. His name means someone who lives in a meadow or a patch of grassy land, referencing his fur color, but it also could be a mashup of lemon, lime, and eucalyptus. His catchphrase is chips. The last is Melba, who is a normal koala villager. This one's a little tricky because her name might reference the city of Melbourne. Her coloring might also reference the dessert peach Melba. And also, it could represent Melba toast, which is a dry, crisp, thinly sliced toast that's based on an opera singer in Australia. This might also be referenced by her catchphrase, toasty. In the lion species, there's only one, and this might be a stretch, but Mott, who is a jock lion villager, his name is thought to reference the 70s band Mott the Hoople, but his coloring might suggest a reference to Mott's applesauce. His catchphrase is cagey. In the monkey species, there's only one, and that's Deli. Deli is a lazy monkey villager whose name likely refers to delicacy or delicatessen. His catchphrase is munch. A lot of the mice, unsurprisingly, are food-related villagers. The first is ANCHOVY, who is a peppy mouse villager. Her catchphrase is cannoli, which means little tube in Italian, and is a type of dessert. Her name refers to manicotti, which is tubes of pasta filled with and baked with ricotta cheese. BREE is the second. She's a snooty mouse villager whose name refers to BREE, the soft cow's milk cheese. Her catchphrase is cheese ball, and the only reason I could think of for her green hair would be the mold that can appear on cheese and on the rind. The third is BROCCOLO, who is a lazy mouse villager. His name is a play on broccoli, and his catchphrase, eat it, likely refers to the stereotype that children typically do not like to eat broccoli and parents must force them to eat it. The fourth is Candy, who is a peppy mouse villager. Her catchphrase is sweetie. The fifth is Chatter, who is a smug mouse villager whose appearance resembles cheddar cheese. His catchphrase, fromage, is the French word for cheese. The last is Lindbergh, a cranky mouse villager. His name is a shortening of Limburger cheese, a type of cheese with a strong odor, which is reflected in his appearance, rough and unshaven. His picture quote is something stinks, and also might be referencing this. His catchphrase, squinky, is a combination of the noise a mouse makes, squeak, and the word stinky. In the octopus species, we have the really famous Zucker. He's a lazy octopus villager. His Japanese name and general appearance refer to the Japanese snack takoyaki, which is a fried ball of dough commonly filled with minced octopus. His catchphrase is bloop. There are no food-related villagers in the ostrich family, so we'll move to the penguins. The first is Sprinkle, who is a peppy penguin villager. Her appearance resembles a popular topping on ice cream, the sprinkles. Her catchphrase, frappe or frappe, references the Frappuccino coffee. The second is Tex, who is a jock penguin villager. His name might refer to Tex-Mex, which is an American-Mexican fusion cuisine. His initial phrase, picante, is the Spanish word for spicy. Probably most sadistically is the pig species. Almost all of them are related to food. The first is Chops, who is a smug pig villager whose name refers to pork chops. His catchphrase is zoink. The second is Cob, who is a jock pig villager. His color resembles corn on the cob, which might refer to the fact that pigs often eat corn. His catchphrase, hot dog, refers to the meat. Curly is a jock pig villager whose name comes from the curly tail that pigs have. His Japanese name literally means ham cutlet, which is a reference to the budget-friendly version of tonkatsu that uses ham instead of pork. His catchphrase is nyoink. Gala is a normal pig villager, and her name might reference the Gala apple, or more darkly, the Gala pork pie. Her catchphrase is snorty. Panchetti is a snooty pig villager. Her name comes from pancetta, a type of bacon. Her catchphrase, suey, is a phrase farmers use to tell their pigs it's feeding time. Rasher is a cranky pig villager. His name might derive from the term a rasher of bacon, which is made from pigs. His catchphrase is swine. Spork is a lazy pig villager. His name comes from the play on the word pork. His name could also reference the utensil, the spork. His catchphrase is snork. That was a mouthful. Truffles is a peppy pig villager. Her name is a reference to the edible fungus, the truffle, which is a special delicacy that is often found underground, and pigs are usually trained to go find them. Her Japanese name comes from tonkatsu, which is pork cutlet. Her catchphrase is snouty. In the rabbit species, there are 5 food-related villagers. The first is Bonbon, a peppy rabbit villager. While her Japanese name means ear, her English name could refer to bonbons as a dessert of small buns coated with chocolate. Her catchphrase is delish. Bunnie is a peppy rabbit villager. Her English name comes from the type of animal she is, and her catchphrase is tee-hee. Her design is based on the usagi ringo, a method of cutting apples to make them look like rabbits. The third is Coco, who is a beloved normal rabbit. Her name could refer to the fruit, the coconut, or cocoa, which is what chocolate is derived from. Her catchphrase is duyoing. Genji is a jock rabbit villager. Though his name refers to the titular character of the tale of Genji, his catchphrase is mochi. The fifth and last is Lolly, who is a normal cat villager. Her English name refers to sweets such as the lollipop. Her catchphrase bonbon is candy in French. Her original Japanese name, Ramune, is most likely a reference to the Japanese carbonated soft drink of the same name. In the rhino species, we have Merengue, who is a beloved normal rhino villager. Her name comes from meringue, a type of dessert made with egg whites and sugar. Her phrase shortcake references what she looks like, a strawberry shortcake. In the sheep species, we have Frita, who is a sisterly sheep villager. Her names in other languages refer to fried or papas fritas or French fries. Her Japanese name references the fast food chain Wendy's. Her appearance is a burger head, a hot dog torso, and fries as hair. Her catchphrase is "OU," referencing the female sheep. In the squirrel species, we have 7 food-related villagers. The first is Filbert, a lazy squirrel villager. His name refers to hazelnuts, which are called filberts in many parts of the world. His catchphrase is bucko. Hazel is the infamous unibrow squirrel. She is sisterly, and her name refers to hazelnuts. Her catchphrase is uniwow. The third is Mint, who is a snooty squirrel villager. The color of her fur is mint green. Her catchphrase, might refer to mint in its common refreshing sensation. The fourth is Nibbles, a peppy squirrel villager. Her Japanese name refers to gari gari, a Japanese popsicle that was popular in the 80s and is still popular today. Her catchphrase is niblet. The fifth is Peanut, who is a peppy squirrel villager based on the nut squirrels eat, the peanut. Her catchphrase is slacker. Next is Pecan, a snooty squirrel villager based on the pecan nut. Her catchphrase is chipmunk. Last is Poppy, a normal squirrel villager. Her name is based on the flower or on poppy seeds, which squirrels eat. Her catchphrase is nutty. In the next species, we have Rowan, who is a jock tiger villager. His catchphrase is mango, which could refer to his orange coloring. Finally, there are no wolves who are food-related. Well, that's all 60 of the food-related villagers in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Thanks for watching my video. Comment below who your favorite food villager is and let me know if you think I missed any of them. I also have a dreamy villager hunting series, so check that out if you're interested. Have a wonderful day. Bye!